Welcome to Pork Talk, the podcast that dives deep into issues affecting the world of swine health. I am Dr. Samikshya Bhusal, your host for today's episode. We're tackling a critical topic, African Swine Fever or ASF. Joining us is Dr. Subha Sharma. Welcome, Dr. Sharma.
Thank you, Dr. Bhusal. It's great to be here.
Let's start by introducing African swine fever to our listeners. What exactly is ASF?
African swine fever is a highly contagious viral disease that affects domestic and wild pigs. It's caused by the African swine fever virus, a large DNA virus belonging to the Aspergillidae family.
So, is this disease only in pigs or we humans are also affected? Can you enlighten in this?
Sure, it is confined only in pigs and is not transmitted to humans, so it is called non-zoonotic disease.
Okay, we're safer now. Then, how was ASF first discovered and how has it spread over time?
African swine fever was first identified in the early 20th century in Kenya. It was initially confined to sub-Saharan Africa but began spreading beyond the continent in the mid-20th century, affecting regions like Europe, Asia, and more recently, parts of the Americas.
Can we discuss the etiology and what makes ASF so dangerous for pigs?
The African swine fever virus can survive for extended periods in various environments, such as meat products, and is highly resistant to cold and some chemical disinfectants. It spreads through direct contact with infected pigs, their bodily fluids, and contaminated objects.
Seems like a deadly death weapon for pigs. So, what are the symptoms of ASF?
Symptoms can vary, but often include high fever, loss of appetite, weakness, hemorrhages in the skin, and internal organs. In acute cases, mortality rates can be as high as 100%.
Looks really fatal, right?
Yes, true that.
So, Dr. Sharma, how can we diagnose ASF?
Diagnosis involves laboratory tests such as PCR, polymerase chain reaction, and ELISA, enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, which detect the virus, genetic material, or the presence of antibodies respectively.
Unfortunately, there's no effective treatment or vaccine for ASF. Is that correct?
That's right. Control measures rely on strict biosecurity practices, culling infected and exposed animals, and preventing the import of infected pigs and pork products.
Now, let's talk about the epidemiology and prevalence. How widespread is ASF globally?
ASF has been reported in numerous countries across Africa, Europe, Asia, and parts of the Americas. Its rapid spread is primarily due to the movement of infected pigs and pork products, as well as wild boar populations.
Specifically, how has ASF affected countries like Nepal?
In Nepal, ASF was first reported in 2021. The country has since implemented various control measures, including quarantine and movement restrictions, to prevent the further spread of the disease. However, due to Nepal's proximity to India and China, where ASF is also present, the risk remains significant.
What about other regions?
China, as the world's largest pork producer, has faced severe outbreaks, significantly impacting global pork prices. Eastern Europe, particularly countries like Poland and Romania, has also reported numerous cases, mainly in wild boar populations.
Okay, what's the outlook for controlling ASF in the future?
The key lies in improving biosecurity measures, better surveillance, and international cooperation to monitor and manage outbreaks. Research into developing an effective vaccine is ongoing but has proven challenging due to the virus complexity.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma, for sharing your insights on this pressing issue. Any final thoughts?
It's crucial for all stakeholders, from farmers to policymakers, to remain vigilant and proactive in managing African swine fever. The consequences of complacency could be devastating for the global swine industry.
Absolutely. Thank you again for joining us, Dr. Sharma. That wraps up today's episode of Pork Talk. Stay tuned for more discussion on swine health and management. Until next time, bye.
Bye.